Okay, so let's talk about some of the craziest reasons why Silksong is so hard.
Input reads took me out. The flying enemies with ranged attacks seemed to know where I was gonna be before I even knew.
My favorite one was the twerking chef from Sinner's Road who would do cannonballs and send maggot water out in every direction. Except every splash had pinpoint accuracy. Like she had superhuman level control over how she positioned her cheeks as she landed or something.
Yeah, every inanimate object thrown at you seemed to be alive in Silksong. The Deep Dark Skies flinging tactical nukes at you, for example.
Yeah, those nukes would roll, bounce up a ledge, literally working against the laws of physics and land right at your ankle.
I did also feel like everything exploded. The guerrilla warfare bugs and putrefied ducks were on some Not only could they dive into hardwood floor like nightmarish Warner Brothers cartoon assassins, but they were also packing explosive ordnance.
Yo, the tracking on those darts was insane. It was just as bad as the Spitzquits.
Somehow they still had enough breath after swimming around in maggot water and hardwood floor to come out and use those blow darts effectively.
Yeah, and you could tell each dart out of the 2-round bursts had updated input tracking accounting for which direction and speed you were last seen heading.
Suspect seen heading east, adjust trajectory for dash input detected.
They could also slow-mo in the air for a little while to line up their shots. I remember I got bodied almost as soon as I got out of the cage in the beginning of the game by that one bug that spat some kind of green blob at you.
Yeah, the one up on the tiny sniper's perch above, blocking your path up.
It sounded like it was barfing every time it shot me. It would hop back and barf repeatedly as I got closer.
I liked how the one who would jump at you would also barrel roll a few pixels after landing to get you with contact damage. Team Cherry leveraged contact damage so much, they spammed the flying enemies and they were coded to lower elevation so you would jump right onto their hitbox if you were being too aggressive.
Yeah, there was nothing tactical about it when I was jumping after them swinging. Most of the time I was just crashing out. Early game difficulty was no joke. I mean, Moss Mother was light, but I was getting bodied everywhere, even the marrow.
The big ones with the large skull on them that would do nothing but walk back and forth. They would turn right the back around and charge you if you were tailgating.
The little possums too, with the metal spikes, playing King of the Hill with a tiny platform next to spike pits in the tunnel. One was ground level and the other was on the ceiling. I legit could not figure out how to get them off of there.
The new pogo gave me trouble. I started rage pogoing into spikes at some point because nothing seemed to work.
I swapped out of that diagonal pogo as soon as humanly possible.
Yup, a lot of people did. I dropped Moorwing before going to Hunter's March, so Chakra thought I could go kindly myself for the gank tank, but I didn't get the crest.
Jumping people has to be a cultural thing in Farloom. It was happening everywhere.
Yo, the birds legit invite you with a written invitation to come over so they can jump you in the comfort of their own home. I already knew what was gonna happen before I even went.
Every time the doors unexpectedly closed during random exploration in Silksong, I knew what time it was.
What did you think about the wisp thicket?
I went out as quick as I went in after getting lit up by the Witness Me fireflies.
Witness me! Witness! Witness!
Like that, I'll deal with this shit later.
You could either platform while guided missiles track you down, or you could try to take down the lantern.
Every time you smacked it, another firefly came out, so if I smacked it to death from jump, I now had 5 fireflies to deal with, one of which had already lit me up, one that was in the process of lighting me up, and 3 that were waiting their turn. I felt like a circus animal jumping through flaming hoops in the boss battle here too.
Like a seal on a water course jumping through hoops, but this time the trainers put piranhas in the pool. The way they psyched us out with bench signs repeatedly, I stopped trusting them eventually.
I felt like the signs were always really far away from where the bench actually was, and that was if the bench wasn't broken or a trap. I'll never forgive them for what they did to me in Biowater with the bench. Also, is it just me or did Hornet fall really fast? I felt like when I didn't want her to fall fast, she nosedived at full speed.
Yeah, I would disengage the Drifter's cloak for a second and suddenly I had fallen on spikes, it felt like.
Yeah, and when you wanted to fast fall to avoid a hit, it felt like it took forever.
That reminds me of the wall jump mechanics. If you were falling downwards when you landed on a wall, you would slide for better or worse. I remember they slapped some curtains on the walls that would make you slide down during one of the boss fights so we couldn't camp it with the clean grip. I didn't even want to camp, I just wanted to jump high enough to heal safely out of reach. Just doing my due diligence and all, but f*** me, I guess. Everywhere I went, I felt like they had a plan for me.
Yeah, welcome to Team Cherry's Funhouse. Legit made me feel like the burglars from Home Alone about to get clapped.
We also have less iframes after getting hit.
Oh yeah, I remember being able to camp my iframes for a while after getting hit in the original Hollow Knight. I thought it was good they nerfed it. Nobody said it was okay for them to code the enemies to follow you if you tried though.
Yeah, this time the enemies were camping our iframes too.
For 2 masks of damage oftentimes, they do so much damage literally just standing there.
No attack animation required.
Healing was all or nothing this time around. No more tactical single mask healing where appropriate.
Yeah, do not pass go, do not collect $200 if you got hit. I didn't realize they take all your yarn away too until after I grew out the spool. If you get hit while healing but you have more silk than what's necessary to heal, you don't just lose out on the heal and take damage, they take that extra silk you had too. Them's my ducats now.
Legit, what the f did we ever do to Team Cherry but play their game? I know in an interview they said they tuned the Silksong for players who got better during the original Hollow Knight, but did anybody really get that good?
Yeah, I saw a speedrunner's first playthrough. He made it look like Steel Soul should have been the default mode. I felt like Hornet had little T-Rex arms, no kind of reach with that needle. She holds it right where the handle meets the business end. She could stand to hold it closer to the eye of the needle to give herself more reach.
Yeah, having no reach and Hornet having a big head both contributed to taking damage from flying enemies a lot. Everything imaginable to make it harder for you they did. I know they nerfed the worms in the blasted steps and sands of Carrick, but did you notice that they would snatch some of your silk too if they got you?
Yep, even with the Grub Song equivalent, I wouldn't get any silk back for taking that hit. There was no fall damage, but you know how if you fell from high enough you would hard land and be stuck in a recovery animation for a second or so?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, if you landed on hot floor like what you see in the deep docks, that recovery animation was just the perfect amount of time for you to stand there long enough to take damage.
Yeah, along those lines, I remember that bumping into walls when sprinting was just a cute little flavor touch. Then I ran into a wall carrying a package for Tip and Pill and realized Team Cherry had a plan for it all along. Also, I noted that no solution was free. The protective healing bell wouldn't guarantee your heals, just save you from losing health if you got hit while healing.
Yeah, sometimes if it deflected damage at the very end of the healing animation, you would still get the heal. People were pissed off that the tools were inconsistent. It was less that they were inconsistent and more that Team Cherry wasn't giving away free handouts.
Yeah, like the lava bell. I brought it for the second Savage Beast Fly for the double damage lava, and then all of a sudden I noticed it wasn't working every time. The termites would hit me with the flaming spitballs and the lava bell would protect me from their double damage. I had no idea the lava bell had a cooldown. So sometimes the termites would strip the protective effect of the bell, and if I fell into the lava too soon after the hit, the effect hadn't restored yet.
Yeah, and when you upgraded to heal 4 masks of damage, instead of taking 2 business days to heal, it was now 4 business days.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like they went out of their way to make sure we didn't have it easy with anything.
Another one of the ones that got me are the termites you were talking about and how their fireballs would linger on whatever floor they landed on. One time I tried to smack it out to get rid of it and Team Cherry decided those would exist in 3D out of Hornet's reach unless you walked on it. Then you'd take damage.
I wonder what on earth possessed them to add friendly fire to the Savage Beastfly, or to allow Chakra to help you in Hunter's March.
Maybe they forgot to remove those instances, like in the putrefied ducks where the tentacle bugs would eat the spitsquits if you lured them near.
Yeah, legit, if I had to make a bet, that would probably be where my money is.
Anyway, I'm loving the game regardless. How about you?
I like it, but I need the next game to take another 7 years.
I want DLC ASAP.
Are you gonna try to do some no-hit runs?
Maybe. Not sure yet.